Parles-tu français? Hablas español? Parli italiano? If you've used Babbel, you would. Babbel's conversation-based techniques teaches you useful words and phrases to get you speaking quickly about the things you actually talk about in the real world. With lessons handcrafted by over 200 language experts and voiced by real native speakers, Babbel is like having a private tutor in your pocket. Start speaking with Babbel today. Get up to 55% off your Babbel subscription right now at babbel.com/Wondery. Spelled BABBEL.com/Wondery. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Why choose a Sleep Number smart bed?
Can I make my site softer?
Can I make my site firmer?
Can we sleep cooler?
Sleep Number does that. Cools up to 8 times faster and lets you choose your ideal comfort on either side. Your Sleep Number setting. Enjoy personalized comfort for better sleep night after night. And now, max out your savings. The more you buy, the more you save on beds, bases, and more. Plus, get free home delivery on any smart bed with base. Limited time. Check it out at a Sleep Number store near you or at sleepnumber.com today.
AFR On Demand is brought to you by Breck Golf. Try Beaver Creek today, just 20 minutes from downtown Baton Rouge in the Zachary area. They've got a PGA Tour driving range, a short game practice area, 30 to 40-yard practice shots. It's a great place to chip and putt and practice if you don't have time for a full round. Book your tee time today, golf.breck.org, golf.breck.org.
Matt Moscona.
I'm very important.
After further review.
Say it one more time.
After further review with Matt Moscona.
And here we go.
Live from the Raising Cane studio.
Let's ride!
Hour 3, off we go. Welcome aboard. Glad you're with us. It's AFR presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. I'm Matt.
You're a loser, Matt!
Shut up, kid. Paul O'Neill.
They're chanting Paul O'Neill's name.
And Mr. Toby Tomplay. All right, we're here. Glad you are as well. Get out there and make it a good one. 5 o'clock quitting time. Glad you're driving home with us. And oh, by the way, it's a hump day. Yep.
It's hump day.
Josh Edwards was here in hour 1.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
He covers the NFL.
Hump day.
Does some draft stuff.
It's hump day.
Talked about Tyler Shuck.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Quarterbacks available, etc. Taylor Calandro is here.
It's hump day.
He's taking his daughter to dance class.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
3-year-old dance class.
Hump day.
And we talked about booze.
It's hump day.
I got a text after that.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
It was from Stewart.
Hump day.
He said scone.
It's hump day.
As a lifelong pothead and owner of 2 Cheech and Chong hemp stores, Taylor has no clue what he's saying.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Best text of the day.
Hump day.
Jake Crane was here.
It's hump day.
Took a break from prank call and coaches' radio shows.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
We talked about the SEC coaching hires.
Hump day.
Will Clapp was here.
It's hump day.
Enjoyed that convo with Will.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Our guy.
Hump day.
Only he really is our guy.
It's hump day.
He literally worked here when he was in college.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Cade used to make him fill out email entry forms into a database.
Hump day.
He would just go hide on the 4th floor to not have to do it.
It's hump day.
I don't blame him.
Mike. What day is it, Mike?
Russ Mitchell in 10 minutes.
Hump day.
All right, let's get going. We're glad you're with us here. Thanks for hanging out. We always appreciate our friends at Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Wednesday morning, Frank Wilson and Bobby Petrino were both on the SEC Coaches Teleconference. Yes, LSU is going to play a football game. I asked Frank Wilson about Michael Van Buren and and redshirt possibilities. They're going to play Michael Van Buren. We led the show today talking about Van Buren and the possibility of redshirting, which is something I hadn't really considered until someone asked me about it this morning. And I do think it is. I think it's the prudent thing to do. I wouldn't burn a year of eligibility for Van Buren to play a backup role for the final 3 games in a lost season. I'd rather preserve that year of eligibility, but it sounds like they're going to play him. I did ask Frank not only about Van Buren, but other players that they might be considering who might sort of have a redshirt decision to make. Remember, a year ago, that was Whit Weeks. This year, Jordan Gilbert is going to preserve his redshirt to have another year of eligibility. But here was Frank. He didn't mention anyone by name, but kind of talked about what they're looking at.
You know, for us, the responsibility and the want to of our players, if they can go into a game and contribute in a major way for us to have an opportunity to win that game, they would like to, and we would like them to be in position to do so. We have some guys, or a guy or two, that may have played 2 snaps on a field goal or field goal block unit. In those cases, consideration and recommendation of protecting their red shirt is something that's under consideration, and certainly something that we would certainly be open to. A guy that is playing 30 snaps on offense, defense, or special teams, we still got a lot of seasons. We got 3 games in a bowl game on the horizon, and so we would like to be able to move forward and use those contributions to help us win these games.
Some of those guys to keep an eye on, like, for example, Jace Thomas has played in 3 games on special teams. You play him in another one, but if he's not playing defensive snaps, do you want to burn a year just to have him play? I mean, he's played 16 special team snaps on the season over 3 games. Now, I had a block punt for a safety against Texas A&M, but that's one where you have to consider. If he's going to take on a bigger role defensively as a safety, which doesn't seem like he will, makes sense, but otherwise, preserve that year. Jace Thomas was one. Aiden Anding is another. Aiden Anding has played in just 1 game on the defensive side. But you look at special teams, it's a different story with a lot of these guys. Aiden Anding has played already in 4 games on special teams. So are you going to run Aiden Anding out there in the next 3 games to play on special teams units? He's played 31 snaps on the season on special teams. And the other is Zion Williams. Zion Williams has played in 4 games, 15 snaps, all on special teams. So those are the 3 guys I would tell you need to keep an eye on. Jace Thomas, Zion Williams, Aiden Anding, that have all just played limited special team snaps. And it's like, if they were going to have a bigger role defensively in these final 4 games, or the final 3 games, okay. But otherwise, it would probably benefit you not to play them and preserve that year. And, we were talking earlier about, specifically about Van Buren. And someone on Twitter mentioned and replied and said, in this era, there's no sense in redshirting a player. I couldn't disagree more. Because this is an era now where your value, like your monetary value as a player, is never greater than it is in your 4th or 5th year. Because what you're seeing, the way teams are building programs now, is they're investing in the older players via the portal instead of in the high school players. I mean, just look at the numbers. Right? I mean, LSU right now has 16 high school players committed in this class. Like, we're not that far removed from the hard cap of 25 where teams would backfill and oversign to 30. I mean, you're at like half that number right now. And you may add some more, but the point is, like, that's just not how teams are building their rosters anymore. You're not investing in 18-year-olds that are going to take time to grow and develop and mature within your program. And hell, they can leave in a year or 2 before they ever see the field for you. So where you're really making the investment is in the older players who have experience, who are plug-and-play veteran players. You'd rather a dude with 3 years experience at a Power 4 than an 18-year-old freshman, unless it's a really special young guy like DJ Pickett. So I guess all that to say, yeah, I mean, of course there's value for the player in wanting to redshirt, because you're also having guys make the decision to stay in school a 4th or a 5th year because they can make more money continue to improve their draft stock. And while they're not necessarily going to make a ton more money going from a UDFA to a 4th-round pick or a day 3 pick to a mid-day 2 pick, you're much more likely to make a team and stick around if a team's invested that draft capital in you. So all that to say, yeah, it makes a lot of sense why guys would want a red shirt. That part of it is flipped in this era. So, a couple of guys worth keeping an eye on there. The other updates from Frank were injury updates on Whit Weeks and Aaron Anderson. Play Aaron Anderson first. Remember he had the elbow against Alabama. Here's what Frank said.
Aaron is up and moving about. He'll be in a limited capacity, but moving around. He moved around well yesterday. We'll look at him again today, but I think he'll be ready to go for Saturday.
That's good news. Sounds like you'll have Aaron Anderson. Again, he injured his elbow, returned with that big brace on his elbow, and then it re-injured it, landed on it again later, and was taken out for the remainder of the game. And the other one, obviously, is the weekly Whit Weeks update, which we'll wait for the official availability report. But here was Frank Wednesday morning.
Whit was at practice yesterday. He moved around. He'll move around again today, and we'll see. We'll see how he holds up. Today is our Grit Wednesday, so it's a little more taxing than earlier in the week. It'll be a lot less going at Thursday and Friday preparation. So today's a pivotal day for him in his practice to see how his body holds up.
By the way, so there was a follow-up, which was Wilson Alexander asked to follow up, which was more specific about, like, okay, you said he's moving around in practice. What actually is he doing?
Practicing with the team, spot practicing, no boot, in attire, moving about, transitioning, but not what on yesterday, not what body weight against him. He'll get that today to see how he sustains and move with actual weight against him.
That's it. So that's interesting, right? Like, he's there in uniform, he's going through drills, but he's not having contact and having guys lean on him, basically. So he'll experience that today, see how he does, and he'll issue the official availability report here on Wednesday night. We'll get an update on Whit. It would be great to have Whit out there, man. We've talked about it plenty, but your worst defensive performances have come against teams with rushing quarterbacks. Ole Miss with Trinidad Chambliss, Vanderbilt with Diego Pavia, Marcel Reed at Texas A&M. Well, you got maybe the most dangerous one of them all this weekend with Taylor Green. You would love to have Whit Weeks available. This period, point blank. I guess we'll find out as we get closer. Okay, we're glad you're hanging out with us here. We're brought to you by Evamore, EVAMOR, Evamore.com, Evamore.com. Drink Evamore. Y'all stay hydrated. Look, as the weather gets colder, a lot of people forget to stay hydrated. You forget because you're not sweating all the time. Man, as the weather gets cold, but that's when you got to make sure you stay hydrated. Make sure you pop into your favorite retailer, pick up some Evamore. They got the 20-ounce bottles, the 32-ounce bottles, the 64-ounce bottles, which is what I like. And drink a couple of those 64-ounce bottles a day. You make sure you stay hydrated. Natural artesian water, healthier alternative. It's Evamore, EVAMOR, Evamore.com, Evamore.com. And it's a Louisiana product. Stop buying that crappy water from Texas. Drink Evamore, EVAMOR, Evamore.com. All right, it's after further review. Quick break. Russ Mitchell. We're recapping the weekend that was in the Southeastern Conference. And we'll pray. By the way, Russ was in Tuscaloosa for the LSU-Alabama game. We'll see. I know, right? I don't know why. But we'll see how that went for him. And we'll preview the weekend ahead. Stay here. It's AFR.
AFR.
Hump Day shows are brought to you by Goodwood, Men's Sexual Wellness, yourgoodwood.com, yourgoodwood.com. Look, I tell you all the time about ED treatments and hormone replacement therapy and a lot of things they offer. But at Goodwood, they also offer non-pharmaceutical treatments, daily injectable medications that are non-pharmaceutical that can help with a variety of different things. I'll give you an example of one that I've been using. I use two. One is for energy and cellular optimization. The other is for injury, muscle, tissue repair. I have had, y'all know, chronic back pain for as long as I can remember. And in the last 6 months or so, I've started using this treatment, and it has changed my life. And I don't say that lightly. The daily chronic agonizing pain has subsided. I'm living a much more normal feeling life again. You got to learn what options are available. yourgoodwood.com.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com. Russ Mitchell.
Kicking the tires and lighting the fires.
Russ!
Literally.
Well, I'm proud of Russ. I think Russ deserves it.
It's football!
Rusty, come on up here.
Absolutely, I thought that was going to happen because it's state. It's supposed to happen.
You know, I haven't had much of a chance to talk to you man to man, Russ.
How are things out there at DBU?
I want you to stay here and take care of things, Russ.
The only way you can point up is up.
Not going in our yard, Russ. It's going in our living room.
Just like Troy.
Can't see the line, can you, Russ?
Put your foot on his throat and choke him out.
Take it, Russ.
How was Tuscaloosa?
Kicking the tires, lighting the fires was the great Alabama city of Tuscaloosa.
That's not true.
Tuscaloosa was fine, man. That's a good place to watch a football game. People were nice. They weren't very stressed. They had very little reason to be, and everybody went home happy except for the LSU fans.
Yeah, 9 points, man.
Dude,
9
I mean,
points.
into the red zone, 4 trips, not a single touchdown. Only Kentucky and South Carolina's offenses are more inept in the red zone this year than the Fighting Tigers of Louisiana State University.
So bizarre. What did you make of how they handled the quarterbacks?
Oh, this is a difficult question because, my gut is you reward the 5th-year senior and let him continue to play. He came back, but he's getting paid now. So, ultimately, at the end of the day, the most important thing is for LSU to figure out where it's going to be next year. And Nussmeier will be playing in the NFL next year. And, clearly that cat is a Tiger, just like Joe, just like I think many of the people listening on the radio right now. So the school needs to do what's best. The team needs to do what's best for the team. And that might be, seeing whether or not Van Buren is the guy.
What do you think about, so we talked about this earlier in the show. So that, I understand that argument. But there's also the pot, like, would you play Van Buren, burn a red shirt to have him play in a dual quarterback role over the final 3 games in a lost season? Like, what's the point?
I mean, do you think the point? There's only one point, only one. And have you seen enough of him this year? Behind closed doors, are you confident he's your guy next year?
No.
Right? Yeah. Well, then play him to make sure whether or not you're confident in him. Because if you're not, then it doesn't matter how many redshirt jerseys he has. Go find somebody else.
But I would say, well, they're going to do that anyway, Russ.
I know. It just depends on the urgency of how. I mean, if at the end of the day you feel pretty good about Van Buren and you think he's the guy, then play him. Make sure And I don't know. It's so bad.
I know.
It's so bad. They were talking about Van Buren's red shirt, man. I mean, I had to blink when I was looking over the total rankings where teams are. I thought LSU was like 5-6 now. It's like, oh, they're 5-4. I didn't realize they have a winning record.
Yeah.
It's so bad.
I know. Of all the LSU and Alabama, at least, was a close, somewhat competitive game, kind of. Like A&M, Missouri, Georgia, Mississippi State, Florida, Kentucky, those are all blowouts. Which was the most surprising to you or most consequential?
Well, I mean, none of them really. I mean, I thought the Auburn game was interesting for Auburn to be able to put up so much offense.
That went to overtime. I didn't ask him. I was getting there. I asked about the blowouts.
Okay, well, I mean, Lagway they had 4 turnovers. I was like, could he throw more interceptions in a different game than the LSU game? I was like, then they took him out. I was like, no, come on. Give the rest of us something to cheer for in this game.
A man who claims to love all his children the same.
Kentucky blowing out Florida 38-7.
Yeah.
That was impressive. for this Kentucky team. I was really impressed with that. Georgia doing so well, running the ball, knocking Chapin out of the game, dominant performance. I thought State would play a little better. I was talking to a couple of coaches on Georgia's team before the game, and they were actually concerned about the game as well, and they just went in and absolutely handled State. So I was impressed by that.
Kirby's been really good as a road favorite. He's not so good as a home favorite, as we've learned from our guy Phil Steele over the years. That was an easy money to cash that ticket on Georgia. Okay, let's talk about Auburn Vanderbilt. That's really significant for Vanderbilt, Russ, because that keeps their playoff hope alive. I mean, they get Kentucky, Tennessee left. They win 2 games. They're in at 10-2, right?
No. Now, Vandy, I mean, right now they're in 6th place in the SEC.
If they win their next 2, they finish 10-2, you don't think they get in?
Well, so Texas plays Georgia.
Yeah.
Right? So Texas, let's say Texas loses that one, right? Texas then falls to 4-2 in conference with the win, right? Over 4-2 Vandy. And right now with the same score or the same record as Vandy. So I don't
have the
see,
same record.
That's why I said when they lost that game.
They don't have the same record because they lost the season opener to Ohio State, so they'd have a 3rd loss.
Oh yeah, you're looking at overall score. I'm looking at total score. I think total record. Excuse me. I think that you have to reward Texas for going on the road, which is what everybody wants. Fans, players, everybody but the coaches.
Which Vanderbilt did. They went on the road and played Virginia Tech, and they beat the piss out of them.
Yeah, it's true. But there's a huge difference between going on the road to play Vatech and going into the shoe and playing OSU.
You don't know when you schedule it.
You could argue Texas has played OSU better than any team this year.
You don't know when you schedule it. They went on the road and played it.
Even if Texas loses to Georgia, Vandy moves up to 5th. Right? I don't think Ole Miss is losing. Georgia, Alabama, Texas A&M, they're in. So if Georgia beats Texas. So I think it'll be Texas A&M, Alabama, Georgia, and Ole Miss. So I don't think Vandy's in. I think they played 2 good games. Unfortunately for them, they were on the road and they lost both of them.
They go 10-2, they're getting in. Because that's what you'd argue. Say, well, their losses were close road losses in a tough conference. Now I know the Texas game was a blowout, man, and they made it look good at the end.
Not only that, with all due respect to our good cousins in Vandy, as we've been saying on your show for nearly 20 years or however long it's been, it's a business.
Yeah,
it's a business, and Texas makes a lot of money, way more money than Vandy. So, yeah, I don't see Vandy being the 5th team to get in from the SEC.
The SEC could get 6.
If we get 6 of the 12 teams, that would be wonderful.
A lot of balls still left to play. Do you think Vandy beats Kentucky and Tennessee?
Yes.
Okay. So
I think Texas loses to Georgia.
So that makes that easier. You think it makes it more complicated. I think it makes it easier because the committee's a bunch of dunces and they've shown us what they're going to do. Whoever has the better record is going to be in. We saw that with Indiana last year. They were 11-1. They played one ranked team, they got in. The committee sucks. It's what they're going to do. They're cowards. They're not going to make a tough decision.
There's 2 things to remember. The first is, it's a business, and they'll try the best they can to lean into the business angle over the. That's how we saw what happened to Florida State.
Is that why SMU and Indiana got in last year and Alabama didn't? Because of the business?
No. And the second thing is there's a lot of effort by the money people in college sports, which is to say the networks, to try to schedule if we're going to have 12-team playoffs or 16-team playoffs, then to try to make September more exciting, push schedules down and make September be more out-of-conference games. And if basically the reason why Texas doesn't go to the playoffs is because they started off by playing OSU, that will resonate, and the networks don't want that to resonate.
And that's why we're going to have a 16-team playoff. And we should go to 16 and then 32 eventually, which I'll be really excited about.
We should get rid of, and I know this is hard for states like Louisiana, all states that are trying to keep some money in the state, but no more. I mean, I want to get away from these games like the Citadel versus Ole Miss in November. I did not even watch the game. I am paid to watch games. I did not even watch the game. There's nothing from that game outside of a major injury that you're going to learn from watching that. Yep. Nothing.
Amen. I'm here for all of that action, all of that energy. Get rid of all of the crap games nobody wants to see. Load me up with 12 games everybody wants to see and give me a real playoff. We're moving toward it. I've been saying it for 15 years. We're getting there.
We've been talking about it for so long. September's would be just so amazing. And November's. Yeah. And November's would be great. You wouldn't have the schedule we've got this weekend where we've got 2 SEC teams playing nothing.
Mm-hmm. I'm ready for it, man.
So am I.
We're getting there. Okay, let's break. We'll come back and we'll preview this slate ahead with LSU welcoming in Arkansas and the rest of this weekend. Russ Mitchell's with us. Don't you move. It's AFR.
AFR.
Let's Rev. R-E-V. Let's Rev. Let'sRev.com. 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 90 years of local ownership and operation. Let'sRev.com. 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 High-speed internet. Let'sRev.com. Cable services. Let'sRev.com. Home automation. Let'sRev.com. Home and office, by the way. So here at Guarantee Media, we have Rev high-speed internet. And they are backed by the power of an all-fiber network. 5 gigs, all fiber. Means they're buried under the ground. That's awesome. Because when the storm comes, you don't have to worry about the power lines and cable lines getting knocked down. Because they're buried. Let'sRev.com, Let'sRev.com. If you're on the fence, you just been, auto-drafting out of your account, that same thing you've been doing forever, it's time to switch, y'all. It's time to call our friends over at Rev, R-E-V. Let'sRev.com. Let'sRev.com.
After further review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Glad you're rolling along with us here. Russ Mitchell's hanging out. He was in Tuscaloosa last weekend, regrettably. Tigers and Hogs, anything you care about in this one?
I'm sorry, is there anything I care about in which one? I was still stunned thinking about what I was doing in Tuscaloosa.
What were you doing in Tuscaloosa?
Drinking.
Yeah, I don't blame you.
Drinking away my sorrows about the LSU football season. They got a lot of alcohol. And I mean, Tuscaloosa is like it's like junior high to Louisiana and just about everything.
Yeah.
So, and certainly in food and even booze, but there's a few good places, and everybody loves me, which might have something to do with the fact that I'm bigger than Charles Barkley, but there you go.
And nobody's going to mess with you. There are 2 top 10 matchups in the SEC. I'll get to it in just a second, but I was asking, is there anything about the Hogs and the Tigers that might interest you this weekend at 11:45 a.m. in Tiger Stadium in front of roughly 45,000 diehard LSU fans?
We usually always save that game for the end, man, but I guess
might as well just get out of the way. Let's talk about things that people care about.
Arkansas is coming off a bye. That's kind of interesting. Everyone, this game isn't about rushing This isn't about a rushing quarterback. It's their defense sucks. Their defense is, your passing offense might be middle of the road. Their passing defense is almost dead last. They give up huge plays like it's breakfast. They have the worst defense in the SEC.
Yeah.
And it's not even close. The worst rushing defense in the SEC, the worst total defense, the worst scoring defense. They're bad. If you can't get the ball into the red zone and score touchdowns, fire everybody.
I mean, I think everybody's already fired, man.
Well, go back and whoever's left, like anybody that's like working concessions, fire them.
It's a rough scene, man. Okay. Let's start with the yeah, good.
Start with an offensive line. Build everything off of an offensive line.
I know. They need to do that. Okay, there's 2 top 10 matchups. Well, I guess Oklahoma's just outside of the top 10. They're 11th. But they're at number 4, Alabama. Pretty excited about this one to see how John Mateer and that OU offense may fare against the Bama defense. And the flip side of it is, you got a quarterback that might be the Heisman frontrunner at this point, Ty Simpson, against what is probably the best defense in the SEC. So what do you make of this one? Sooners at Tide.
Yeah, and I mean, it's the best run defense in the SEC, and we've seen all season long, and including last week against LSU, Alabama is struggling to run the ball, right? And here comes the SEC's best run defense. And not only that, they can put pressure on the quarterback. They're tied with A&M in terms of sacks. So I think they're going to put a lot of pressure on the quarterback, put a lot of pressure on Ty. They'll be able to take away the run. I think this game will be a lot closer than people think. What's the spread right now?
Bama 5.5.
I think they win, but I think it's a field goal margin. So, OU's offensive line, if they can, I think that, to me, that's ultimately what it comes down to, because I have faith in OU's defense. So which OU offensive line shows up, right? The one that played against Texas, or the one, an Ole Miss, or the one that can actually protect Mateer. And if they can, maybe even Oklahoma squeezes out a road win here.
The other one is Texas at Georgia. Georgia's been rolling. Texas has no margin for error, right? I mean, they're already a 2-loss team. So Horns look good last time out, man. Arch looked good. What do you think?
Yeah, and they've had some time to get ready. I think, if they win this game on the road, I don't care about the spreads. I care about who wins. So, it's going to come down to Texas's defense. The pass rush is one of the best in the nation. But Georgia does a very good job of protecting its quarterback. It's second best in the SEC protecting the quarterback. And Georgia's been running the ball really well. They ran for over 300 yards against State. They've been averaging over 200 yards on the ground. You can argue it's because Gunner isn't the best thrower right now, and you'd probably be right, but they're still putting up those yards on the ground. Here comes that Texas defense that not only can sack the quarterback, but they're best in the SEC against the run, only allowing 78 yards on the ground against the run. I expect Texas will do that. They'll come into Sanford Stadium. They'll be able to take away the run. They'll be able to put pressure on Gunner. So is that enough? Can Arch play like the Arch we saw in the first 3 quarters against Vandy on the road in, again, arguably the loudest stadium in the conference outside of Death Valley? And I don't think he can. I don't have faith in that offense to be able to play up to that standard on the road. So I like Georgia in a squeaker.
Ooh, I thought you were about to pull the upset, man. I thought you were right. I thought you were walking us right up to it. Okay, I
don't have that. I just don't have that faith in Arch.
So there's 2 playoff teams that have what should be relative layups. Texas A&M's at home against South Carolina. Ole Miss is at home against Florida. Are either of these teams in any way in jeopardy this weekend?
No.
Yeah, I didn't think so.
No. I mean, Florida's offense just averaging 340 total a game. It's, terrible. It's behind LSU's. Ole Miss can put up that many yards with their eyes closed, probably literally. So I don't think Florida can keep up at all with Ole Miss. And South Carolina, are you kidding me? Come on. Texas A&M leads the nation on stopping offenses on third down. They're only allowing opposing offenses to convert 22% of the time. And in SEC play, they're even better. So, I don't think South Carolina is going to move the ball at all.
A&M with a home win against South Carolina, that would effectively lock up a playoff berth. It'd be amazing to see if they
deserve it.
Yeah, no doubt. The only other one is State at Missouri. The one interesting thing here, Russ, is State needs to get one of their final 3 down the stretch here to get to bowl eligibility, which would be remarkable. Considering I think their win total was 2.5 this year, over under 2.5. They're at 5-5, and so they've got Missouri this week. Then they've got the Egg Bowl. So they've only got 2 left. Forgive me. So they've got Missouri this week, and they've got the Egg Bowl. So they got to win one of these to get to bowl eligibility, and this is probably their best opportunity.
So I've been on the radio all day. Has there been any news about Blake Shapen's injury since in the last 3 or 4 hours?
Do you want to tell them what you texted me during the break?
And you said you haven't heard about Blake Shapen in 3 years.
Russ texted me during the break. Have you heard an update on Blake Shapen in the last 3 hours? I said I haven't heard anything on Blake Shapen in the last 3 years. So come on. I did actually interview. Unfair. That's facetious. I interviewed Blake Shapen at SEC Media Days last year, and he was delightful. A kid from Shreveport, went to Evangel, started his career at Baylor. Was injured last year, which is why Michael Van Buren played. So I know plenty about Blake Shapen, and he's had a very nice year. But I do not have an injury update. The availability report is coming out here in a few hours tonight.
I mean, Texas A&M limited that true freshman Zollers last week to 7 of 22 for 77 yards. I don't think, State's pass defense isn't bad. They're playing pretty good this year. That's why you say they're 5-5. They're not, and other than the Georgia game last week, they've been holding. They should have won 2 other games. Should have beaten Florida and should have beaten Texas. So their pass defense has improved. If they can do even half, if Zoller doubles his percentage, he's 14 of 44 for 140. So, yeah, State can win this, but it's going to come down to whether or not Shapen plays. In fact, if Shapen plays and the spread is anything under 10, I'd probably take the points and take State.
No update from Jeff Lebby on the SEC teleconference today about Shapen, just as an FYI. All right, hey, who wins, LSU or Arkansas? You can give me a pick.
Well, LSU better win.
I know, right?
That's all I'm going to say.
Oof. All right, he's Russ Mitchell. He's with us every Wednesday. We talk about the SEC, and he makes poor life decisions like flying to Tuscaloosa to watch LSU play.
The booze was free, man.
Well, that's good. You probably could have paid for it in Arizona and still had a better time.
You know what? I'm not. I am so depressed about this season this year. I can't even get my insults lined up. So I'm hanging up now. Goodbye.
Bye. That's Russ Mitchell. It's After Further Review. We're brought to you by Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. As a matter of fact, I went into Lee Michaels today. Lee Michaels over on corporate. This is an honest, true story. On Monday, I got home from work and Erica was like, "Hey, her engagement ring, her diamond ring." It's like I looked down at my hand and the stone was coming loose. Like the main stone, like the cushion cut was one of the prongs broke, was falling out of the ring. I mean, we almost had a real problem there. But anyway, and then there's some like micro pave on the ring as well. And one of the stones, the pave stones had fallen out. And so I brought the ring over to Lee Michaels today. And nothing to it. Talked to Jacob over there at the one on corporate, store on corporate. Just as I always tell you, like something cold to drink? No, I'm fine, thank you. Got me, they inspected it, looked at the whole thing, got me signed, set, ready to go. Obviously an insurance policy on the ring while it's in their possession. They're going to take care of it, get it all fixed. They're awesome. So, obviously if you need repair or anything along those lines, Lee Michaels can help. But if you're looking to buy a beautiful piece of jewelry, the thing I tell you all the time, they specialize in the Lee Michaels experience. When you walk in, no matter what you're buying, who you're buying for, what your budget. They're going to make you feel like you're walking in there to make a special purchase because you are. It's Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. LMFJ.com, LMFJ.com for Lee Michaels Fine Jewelry. All right, y'all, it is After Further Review, and we are glad to have you hanging out with us. We got one thing left to do. Jimmy will be here. We'll do Otter Locks, find out what we're betting on tonight. So don't you move. We'll wrap up AFR next.
AFR.
We're brought to you by the Watermark and the Renaissance. Watermark downtown, Renaissance Southtown, Renaissance right there on Bluebonnet. So many different ways that you can experience and appreciate Renaissance Baton Rouge. Of course, if you got family coming in town for Thanksgiving or for Christmas and need a place to stay, Renaissance Baton Rouge is so convenient. I mean, it's right there on Bluebonnet near I-10, across from the Mall of Louisiana, Perkins Road. So super easy to get to shops and dining and all that stuff. If you're looking for a place to go have a cocktail, glass of wine, or dinner, or that business lunch with a client, Tallulah inside of Renaissance Baton Rouge is awesome. It's casual, upscale dining. The food is delicious, super affordable, and it's a great dining experience. This isn't just like a hotel restaurant. It's a casual, upscale dining experience there inside of Renaissance Baton Rouge. And if you have an event coming up, Renaissance can host it. No matter what size, scale, scope, wedding receptions, fundraisers, anything like that, awards, banquets, they can help you at Renaissance Baton Rouge.
After Further Review, presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Visit yourgoodwood.com.
Down the stretch we come. Final segment here on a Hump Day edition of AFR. We are presented by Goodwood Men's Sexual Wellness. Hormone replacement therapy, ED treatments, so many other ways that they can help you live and feel like your youngest self and live a fuller life. Yourgoodwood.com. Check them out online. Yourgoodwood.com. You're a simple blood test away from learning if you could change the way you feel every single day of your life. Yourgoodwood.com. All right, one thing left to do. Let's find out what we're betting on tonight. It's time for Otter Locks.
Otter Locks.
All right, time to win some money.
Presented by Total Maintenance AC Repair. Same-day service means you will never sleep hot. 480-1000. We are Total Maintenance.
I think it's safe to say that I won the bet.
Otter, how are you?
Good, Matthew. How about you?
Doing really well, man. Good day. Sun shining, not quite as cold. Western Michigan won. Louisville won.
Yes.
Kent State won.
Yes.
Fired up for it. Just give me all the energy. Give me all the action. Give me all the wins.
If you can, again, if you have an out to buy the half a point, you buy it in college basketball.
Yeah. 6
points, giving or taking. So just a reminder there. So, and it came into play last night at Illinois. So anyway,
son of a bugger.
Let's get to the MAC tonight. Critical game in the MAC tonight. Toledo was the preseason favorite in the MAC. By everybody. They had the most talented roster, no doubt. It just hasn't panned out that way. They've lost a couple of games as double-digit favorites, and now they go into Miami, Ohio, and take on DeQuan Finn and their former quarterback. He was with Toledo a few years ago, a little stop in Baylor in between, and this line, we thought that Paul Stone and I, who gave us 2 winners last week on Tuesday and Wednesday in Maction, we had this line at a pick'em. It opened 3.5 when I gave it to Hunt earlier today. It went to 4.5. It's going to 5.5 now. So moving in our direction. So Miami, Ohio is our best bet in the Maction tonight.
Don't be a moron.
There you go. Put more on it. And let's go to the Buffalo Braves. This was actually my shot at a price, about 6-1 to win the MAC. Got off to a slow start, but steadying now. But the Buffalo Bulls, they are on the road tonight as a light favorite.
Yeah, not the Braves. The Buffalo Bulls, not the Braves. You said the Buffalo Braves.
Oh, they're an NBA team. Randy Smith, Bob McAdoo. You remember them well.
Yeah, of course I remember them. I was a big fan. That was my team back in the day.
Those baby blue unis, man, always a sucker for them. Anyway, and then college hoops tonight. Hey,
wait, real quick. Buffalo, you gave it at 1.5. Buffalo's now, you gave it at -1.5. Buffalo is now plus 2.5.
Yes.
What's going on with this line movement?
They would love that. I'm not sure, but the love the favorite that turns into the dog.
Don't be a moron.
Put more on it.
Bet more on it.
And then Our one Power 4 game in college basketball tonight. We go to the SEC in Missouri. Missouri favored at home. This line is climbing in our direction. So we are fading the steam in all three selections today. Give us the Golden Gophers plus 6.5. You have that out by 7.
All right. We've got the Buffalo Braves, a.k.a. the Buffalo Bulls. Now plus 2.5. Miami, Ohio up to plus 5.5. And the Minnesota Golden Gophers now plus 6.5. All those lines are better than they were when we first gave them out on the website. So, pays to listen to Otterlocks.
I believe I cashed a ticket when Randy Smith won the NBA All-Star Game MVP in 1978.
I believe you did. You've been like 6 years old. I believe you. I believe you did cash a ticket at 6 years old, whatever you might have been. Where are you tomorrow?
We're watching on the Sony Watchman, waiting for Bacchus to come. So anyway.
Where are you tomorrow?
Sammy's Grill on Highland Road, the original, getting ready for the holiday season with their seasonal menu with all the fried rotisserie turkeys. So the original Sammy's on Highland near Starring.
Great spot. Thank you, Otter.
All right, good luck.
All right. Otter, by the way, is also a Williamson Eye Center patient, as am I. Dr. Blake Williams took care of Jimmy with his custom lens replacement. So the Otter doesn't need those readers anymore. Doesn't have to use the flashlight on his phone to read a menu when he goes to those fancy, fresh restaurants and orders coq au vin. He can just see. Custom lens replacement. Your boy had LASIK with Dr. Blake Williamson 7 years ago. Wish I'd done it 7 years prior to that. One of the best decisions you'll ever make. HSA, FSA funds, they're going to expire at the end of the year. Don't let them expire. Use them. Change your life. Let Dr. Blake Williamson give you the gift of sight. Williamson Eye Center, 924-2020, 924-2020, or WilliamsonEye.com. All right, we're getting out of here. You missed anything? AFR On Demand presented by Breck Golf. Y'all check it out. Josh Edwards, Jake Crane, Will Clapp, Russ Mitchell, they were all here. Thanks for hanging out with us today. Muse Polly, thanks. Y'all have a great night. We'll see you tomorrow at 3.
After further review.
Packing up, getting on down the road, y'all. Love telling you about South Point Volkswagen. As a matter of fact, let me go drop all my stuff in my office upstairs. I'm going to walk out the door into the parking lot, hop into my Volkswagen Atlas Cross Sport, take it to the house. One of 9 different IIHS top safety picks. It's the highest safety designation that a vehicle can get, and all the Volkswagen models earn it because you get that great German engineering, and I cannot tell you the peace of mind you will have, like I do, when every morning I bring Drew to school and I buckle him into his car seat. I know we're driving one of the safest vehicles on the road. When Erica leaves every day and she drives the Volkswagen Atlas, I know she's driving one of the safest vehicles on the road. The peace of mind that gives me, if you're a parent and maybe your kiddos are driving now, affordable vehicles that are stylish and fun to drive, which they'll love, and that are safe, which you'll love, South Point Volkswagen. SouthPointVW.com. What's your direction?